Hey guys, this is Notorious J.O.E. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm doing a video to kind of give just a brief little summary of ITP. I'm going to start the video off just by showing some pictures. The first picture is a brief little introduction to me when I first got, well, not first got in the hospital. This is about 2 weeks afterwards. Second one is just showing some of the bruises. That was just the bruise of my breast just laying up against my chest. Third picture is the vessels in my eyes were just popping from the bleeding that was happening. Fourth is just showing some of the vessels, capillaries just bursting in my hand. And the fifth is just showing one of the drugs that helped save my life. I had Nplate, which at the time was an experimental drug. I had to sign a lot of paperwork to get it. It's basically a drug that helped boost the production of platelets from my bone marrow. It was given sub-Q. For me, it caused headaches and migraines, but when it was given sub-Q, it was very painful. I got about 6 of these injections on top of Rituxan chemo treatments.
Okay.
And I think about 8
We're going on
of
a
those.
2-mile walk, but
And then,
I decided to say a little different.
really knocked me on my behind.
I'm going to
and
give
then
you guys the brief summary of
IgG
my medical
were,
history.
I got 4 of those. Those didn't help at all.
Well,
The platelet
I have
transfusions were
a disease known
so basically
as
it was just the Nplate
ITP.
and the transfusion. When
ITP stands for idiopathic thrombocytopenia, which basically means the doctors don't know what causes it, which always makes me giggle.
Okay,
so
here I'm going to switch over to
they can treat it, they just don't know what causes it.
Detailed summary.
Just for some reason, every so often, my autoimmune system releases something that causes my white blood cells to attack and kill, as far as I understand from the way my doctor describes it, my platelets. I've been in remission 2 years now. I've had, what would you say, Nay, about 2 different outbreaks, if not 3.
Yeah.
1 major outbreak, 2 smaller outbreaks. The only thing we can figure that's happened on all 3 outbreaks is I've worked out like a madman. So, after the last hospital stay, I stopped working out. In the period of 2 years, I've gained over 100 pounds, and I am the slob that you know now. So we are now slowly working on losing weight. Hi, how's it going? Losing weight. We're working on losing weight slowly, though, is trying not to set off the ITP. The doctor promised me that that won't happen, so we're waiting to see what happens. So that's why these sudden all-of-a-sudden videos have gone from gaming to weight loss videos. You'll still see gaming videos. Okay, well, coming up in April is my 2-month anniversary of my last relapse. Wait till Renee gets here. And basically what happened is we were working out, had lost 55 pounds, and how to describe it, I noticed a rash on my legs, and I noticed some black blisters in my mouth. I showed several people, and they were all laughing at me. I went to the ER. They told me it was stress. I went to my doctor's office. They told me it was stress. So I came home, and me and the wife went on a walk, just like this. We got to right about this street sign right there, and I developed a bloody, what was it? Was it bloody nose or was I bleeding from the lips?
Bloody nose.
Bloody nose. Well, we still finished the walk. Got home, and we started noticing that my gums were bleeding. We were a little concerned, but not super concerned. We figured something weird was going on, so we went to bed. We woke up the following morning, and my whole face was covered in blood from a massive bloody nose that would not stop. I was bleeding from the gums from the night before, where I had brushed my teeth. They had never stopped bleeding, and my legs had these little red dots all over them, and we were trying to figure out what the holy heck was going on. So, like an idiot, we called the doctor's office, and the exchange, and after about 15 minutes of waiting for the doctor to call back, I looked at my lovely wife and I go, I'm going to the doctor's office myself. I went up to the ER, and they got me back there, and the ER doctor looked at my legs and goes, I know what this is. I need to draw a lab just to make sure. He comes back in, and I think he goes, you're being admitted right now. So I'm like going, what the heck's going on? Well, I think they told me to call you right away or something.
Yeah.
So they told me to call my wife right away. So, did you come up right away, or did you finish working, or what happened?
I finished working.
She finished working, and then she came up. They informed me that an average human's platelets are around, what, 160 to 350? Mine were 2. And that I was on permanent bed rest, and that a single bump, I could bleed to death. And they couldn't believe that I had walked the night before, and that all the doctor's offices had sent me away, and that the ER had sent me away. Well, this time I'm freaking out. They took my razor away from me. I wasn't allowed to shave. And they started me that night on emergency treatment of the IgG, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was it IgG?
IVIG.
IVIG. And it didn't work. It just made me feel yucky. That was where we found out that over my years of narcotics, I can handle morphine. I can handle anything. You can't handle Benadryl. You give me Benadryl, I'm out like a lightweight Benadryl person. So if you ever want to rob me, Benadryl me. So, make matters thing. 2 months later, no, was it a month and a half later? Month and a half later, my platelets still haven't moved. They're still at like 12,000. And the doctor all of a sudden decides he's going to try end plate. So a pharmacist comes in, makes me sign this form, basically saying I won't sue them if nothing goes wrong, because at the time it was still under experimental thing, and here in St. Louis my doctor was the only one that could give it. Made me feel privileged. Well, turn around, I got one shot given sub-Q, and it hurt like hell. Pardon the French, it did hurt like bad. That was given on, what day was that given on?
Friday?
given on a Friday. Later on that day, I started experiencing super bad headaches. Saturday, started experiencing bad headaches. So bad that
You slept all day.
I slept all day because I couldn't even go to the bathroom because it hurt so bad. I mean, all I did was just cry. They're pumping morphine in me, and it was hurting. I mean, my headaches just hurt so bad. And I guess Saturday night was the last thing I remember, because I guess Monday they called my wife, and I was, I guess, comatose.
Yeah.
I was comatose. I laying in bed, unresponsive. Were my eyes open?
Yeah.
My eyes were open, I just didn't respond to anybody. So it's not like I was dead or anything. I just opened. They, put a catheter in me and everything, and I didn't even respond or grunt or anything. So I'm like, hey, that's a good time to do it. So they stopped the in-plate injections, did the MRI, and found out I had 3 brain bleeds, 1 on each side and 1 in the middle, I guess it was. Small ones. Still to this day, they don't know what caused that. I ended up in the unit for a week, I think it was. And then, but during that time, I always tell people the reason I like Charles Trippy and Shay and all those people is my wife would play their videos for me on the laptop, and I kind of like to think that it helped bring me back, because that, audio stimulation, in the room was something. Now that and my family came and visited me, which was great. When I did come to, they started me back on the in-plate.
The first word you said was fornicate.
Oh yeah, first word I said was fornicate. I don't know why. Had problems with my speech, my walking. I still, to this day, when I get really tired, can't talk clearly. I stutter a lot and forget words. They still haven't said if that's a residual effect of the bleed, but nobody wants to take credit for it, so we just deal with it. I just try not to drive when I'm tired, and I deal with the headaches. Well, short story. I can't talk. Basically, after about 3 months, I got better. Went home on home health. Learned how to walk. Did 8 rounds of chemo, and now, for the last 2 years, I've been jumping between 120 and 160, and I'm up to 200 right now. We don't know what my platelets are right now. I got to go back in a month to check. I developed bruising back on my legs and a rash across my face. You can't see it right now, bad light. And then I got bruising on my ankles. I'll try to show you guys that in the video. And then I got this big bruise on my tailbone, which we don't know what caused it. So we keep our fingers crossed, and I tell people, if you get ITP, best thing to do is get a good support group. I belong to the ITP awareness group on Facebook. Great group of people. They were really good. When I was in the hospital, I was on that, and they were answering all my questions. I advise you all to go to it. Ask your doctor lots and lots of questions. Don't be afraid of experimental drugs. I mean, they're thinking now that my headaches may have been caused by the in-place, but I'm alive because of it, so it was worth it. I'd rather have headaches and be alive than no headaches and dead. That's what they say. So I'll keep you guys updated what's going on and my lab values. Between the weight loss, I am going to be updating with what's going on with the ITP. I like to have a little YouTube support ITP group. So I'll see you all, and God bless you all.